Hi everybody, Nancy here. Today I thought I'd show you guys what I did yesterday. It all started with Where Stockholm. You know I love her stuff. But I just can't afford to pay for the subscription every month. And while I do love the October box, there's not enough in it that I'm willing to pay the full price of it. And the thing that I loved the most was a font that she used. And what I discovered, but the font, she only does certain words, like she'll do the month name and she'll do the daily names and whatnot. And I loved the way that looked, but I wanted a whole alphabet so that I could make my own words whenever I wanted to. So let me show you. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see. I just did a screenshot of one of the layouts that somebody did with it. Oh heck. Let me see. This right here. Isn't that cool looking? I just like the look of that. But again, you're not going to get a whole alphabet. Now, she may share what that font is, but the dots don't come with it. It's just that's the font, and then she included some ink splashes. Well, you can get ink splashes everywhere. I've got tons of those, so it's like, well, I don't need to buy the whole box just to get some splashes because I can get that anywhere. Okay, so the first thing I did, honestly, was to go and create my own font. And I use this, let's see, let me find it. This iFont Maker. Now, I have no idea how much that cost because it's been so long since I purchased it. But it's super, super simple to use. And it's certainly not a competition with Zoom Notes because Zoom Notes does not make fonts. But I have made so many fonts in the last few days. I've been playing with it a lot lately. And I made a font set that looks like this. Let me go back to Zoom Notes. Cancel this and go to the previous page. So this is the font set I made, and I included a bunch of little spots all over the place on the font so that I can make that look anytime I want to for any word that I want to. And that's just my script. Of course, I've got that was one that I just wrote real fast and then added some little splotches everywhere. And this layout, this is what it looked like when I started, was like this. And see, it was from 2021. I created, this was, again, Where of Stockholm. It was a book I got from her in the November box in 2021. That she usually will do a monthly thing and will include a book. And that's what this is. Well, I'm pretty positive that I used my own background because I don't think she has a table that looks like this. I think the book was the only thing, and then, I piecemeal the rest of the stuff on it. And, the little baby, my little great nieces over on the left, and just stuff on the desk. Well, this was already created, so all I wanted to do was take another book and put it on the place of that. And while I was looking for the ink at Penguin, y'all know I love Penguin, Pngwing, I found this book. Go to the previous page. this book right here was free, just a download, and I love this style of book. I love it. And I had to doctor it up a little bit. The lace in the corners, it was filled. It was had like it was a white background, so I had to clean it out. I had to take it into transparency and get rid of the insides of those loops on that lace in the corners. And I was able to get the inkwell, the splotches of ink, and the ink pen for free from Penguin.com. So all of this pretty much is free. All right. And then, of course, I just used a table to create my calendar. And this is just 2 pages. That's the beauty of Zoom Notes. God, I love Zoom Notes. I'm able to do a weekly calendar, just 1 page. Now, the issue doesn't happen until you want to try to start linking things. I would have to have places to link to. But all I care about is this is the week I'm working on. And that's all I needed was 1 page. I added the second page so you could see the original versus the what I came up with. This is just 1 layer. See, if I turn that off, all that stuff disappears. Turn it back on. Now see, I didn't like the text because the text didn't make any sense with this layout. So I just put some clips in the little top and put the clip at the top of the book. Now those also are Ware of Stockholm, and it's wareofstockholm.com. All right. Then the pen and the inkwell were together. Let's see if I can find it. When I saved it, it looked like this. See, here's the book, here's the spots, and then there's another, and then here's another spot, and just open that. So see, here's my book and the spots, and here's, see, I actually got a different inkwell. There were 2 versions of it, and I wanted it to be open, so I got the other. I got 2. This came together, and I just used a different inkwell, and then separated the. I went to images and just separated out freehand. Save and continue, and then done. So now I've got 2 different things, and I did save them as symbols. Now, even though I used different combinations of things, I saved everything together. I saved the ink spots, the inkwell, and the pen all together under the same symbol because, and this one too, probably. Well, that's just the shadow. But another thing I did, let me get rid of this. See, this is the book. Well, let me delete that. The ink spots. See how the book has the white background? So I had to take that into transparency and get rid of the white background behind the lace. And there's some, see how the shadow caused a little border around it, so I had to get rid of that. But isn't that a pretty book? Again, free. I love that book. All right, down, delete that. And see, these are the 2 parts that I just did. But see how the pen does not have any ink on it, so I just colored the ink on the pen like it had been dipped into the inkwell. Otherwise, it would have been clean. So I had to, just take the pen and dirty it up a little bit. and then put a little dot underneath it like it had dripped. And then this is my font. I don't know if you can see it. Let's see. See how it's got little splotches of dots on it? And all I had to do was I built a table that was seven rows, one column, and identified it as calendar. And then I had to go to the pages and tell it what week it is. I identified it. This is a calendar page, and this is when it starts, and then it automatically populated. Well, I did have to go to the Z and tell it what I wanted, the reminders that I wanted to include, configure events, and I did not want the events because, see, that takes up too much. It's too noisy at that point. That's scriptures, the daily scriptures that I have. So I deleted those or hid those and show the reminders. So it's showing the reminders for this week. So cool. I love Zoom Notes. Okay, done. And that's pretty much it. All it is just an image on top of it. And, you know, it's going to, next week if I want to, I can add another week to this page. And eventually, when I have enough, if I want to, then I can start creating links to go to different pages. But really, all this was a practice in creating fonts and you know, trying to make it look a little bit realistic with inkwells and all that freebie stuff. All right, that's it. That's all I wanted to show you. Y'all have a great day here. Bye.